Subject is Information and Communication Technology. The lecturer, Rahmib Nazira. The theme, Data Analysis and Data Management. I'll show you with demonstration. Let's start our lesson. Purpose, to give a common concepts of correlation, regression, and also to become acquainted with descriptive statistics. Plans, data analysis bases, methods of collection, classification, and prediction. Decision trees, processing of large volumes of data, methods and stages of data mining. Data mining is a process of performing automated extractions and generating predictive information from large data banks. Data mining includes analysis of observational data sets to find unsuspected, previously unknown relationships and summarize the data in new ways that are both understandable and useful for the data owner. Data analysis, the process of inspecting data, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, informing conclusion, and supporting decision-making. Data analysis has multiple phases and approaches encompassing diverse techniques under a variety of names and is used in different business science and social science domains. In today's business world, data analysis plays a role in making decisions more scientific and helping business operate. Data mining is a particular data analysis technique that focuses on statistical modeling and knowledge discovery for predictive rather than purely descriptive purposes, while business intelligence covers data analysis that relies heavily on aggregation, focusing mainly on the business information. In statistical applications, data analysis can be divided into descriptive statistics, exploratory data analysis, and the confirmatory data analysis. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet program created by Microsoft for Microsoft Windows, Windows NT, and Mac OS, as well as Android, iOS, and Windows Phone. At the beginning of its journey, Excel became the cause of a trademark lawsuit from another company that was already selling a software package called Excel. As a result of the dispute, Microsoft was required to use the name Microsoft Excel in all of its official press releases and legal documents. However, over time, this practice was forgotten, and Microsoft finally fixed the problem by purchasing a trademark from another program. Microsoft was decided to use the letters Excel as the abbreviated name of the program. The Windows program icon consists of a stylized image of these two letters, and the default file extension in Excel is XLS. Second, methods of collection, classification, and prediction, decision trees. Classification. Classification can be used to get an idea for the type of customer, product, or object, describing a number of varied attributes to identify a specific class. For example, cars are easily classified by type, for example, sedan, convertible, defining various attributes. Predictions. This is a broad topic which extends from the prediction hardware component failures to detect fraud and even predict the company's profits. In combination with other methods of data mining, prediction involves trend analysis, classification, matching and model relationships. By analyzing past events or items, you can predict the future. Classification tasks. As a result of solving the classification problem, signs are found that characterize the groups of objects of the dataset and study classes by these signs. A new object can be attributed to one or another class. To solve the classification problem, the following methods can be used: nearest neighbor, key nearest neighbor, Bayesian network, induction of decision trees, neural networks. Clustering. The peculiarity of clustering is that the classes of objects are not initially predetermined. The result of clustering is the division of the object in groups. In the course of solving the problems of searching for associative rules, patterns are found between related events in the dataset. The difference between the association and the two previous data mining tasks, the search for patterns, is carried out not in the basis of the properties of the analyzed object, but between several events that occur simultaneously. The most famous algorithm for solving the problem of finding associative rules in the a priori algorithm. 3. Processing of large volumes of data. Methods and stage. Data mining. All data mining techniques are divided into two large groups according to the principle of working with the original training data. The upper level of this classification is determined based on whether the data mining after they are stored or distilled for later use. The first, the direct use of the date or save the date. In this case, the original date is stored in a detailed and explicit directly used for predictive modeling steps and analysis exceptions. The problem with this group of methods using them can be difficult analysis for very large databases. Second, identify and the use of the informal laws or distillation templates. When distillation technology templates, one sample information is extracted from the raw data and converted into a certain formal structure whose form depends on the data mining methods. This process is performed on the last stage of the free search. In the first group stage of the methods, in principle, no stage predictive modeling and the analysis results are used at expansion stage of free search. They are much more compact data-based themselves, because all the construction of these models can be interpreted by the analyst. Task 4. Tasks and data mining. Data visualization of data. Tasks data mining are sometimes called regularity and techniques. There is no unified opinion as which tasks should be assigned to data mining. Most reputable sources list the following: classification, clustering, forecasting, association, visualization, analysis, and the detection of abnormalities, evaluation, analysis of relationships, summarizing. Data visualization is a provision of information with help of pictures, graphs, charts, tables, and diagrams. Value visualization is that it often allows the most clearly and concisely identify and display information contained in the data, because the image can immediately show that will take more than one paragraph in the verbal equivalent. There are 6 main data mining tasks which reveal different information about the date. Not all the tasks will be useful for all type of data. After data processing, the analyst must decide which task is most suitable for the analysis. The development of methods of visual presentation of the data are equally attended by IT professionals and designers, as the design depends largely on how clear and read is visualization. With the help of data visualization, solve the most different problems. At first, it is an important tool in the initial stages of the data analysis. The most simple of graphics allow you to quickly find date irregularities, trends, or anomalies, which will be guided by the analysis in the further work with the data. Similarly, the journalists using charts when viewing the primary data, then formulate questions for themselves from which further can lead story for another material. Second, visualization often play an important role in the presentation of the final result of analysis. Today, visualization is especially important because people are lost in the abundance of surrounding information, and too much time is spent on its perception. Therefore, boring, obscure texts are often ignored. The reader will not waste time understanding them. Visually presented information compared to plain text and tables attract a lot more audience, increase reader engagement, faster, perceived, easier to remember. Each study should end with the result and the conclusion. Even if they are negative, they should be discussed and discussed. At the same time, the correct statement of the problem, the methodology for collecting data, the correct interpretation of the result, the identified errors, and much more should serve as a basis for subsequent studies. The time spent by the analyst for each phrase depends on many variables starting from work experience and the level of knowledge of the data, ending with a list of the tools used and the technical characteristics of the PC. You must also understand that the data analysis process is alternative in nature and can be represented by a loop. They divides to visualization and models. This both gives to students knowledge. In order to formulate final conclusions, sometimes it's necessary to go through the cycle several times. Each time, reviewing the data, building the models of processing and representing data, gaining new knowledge about the analyzed entity. To reduce the number of iterations of this cycle and the time spent on analysis, the analyst should not only be an expert in the field of big data, but also have a good knowledge of the subject area. However, only experience helps to understand what data analysis methods are needed in each individual case and how to interpret the results. There are some questions about this topic. Thank you for your attention. Date in the